In Egypt, orphans are known as nobody. Even we have a lot of visitors that have come to Bird Rock and they say, why did you do all this? In the end, they're just gonna end up like their parents. It's in their genetics, it's in their DNA, that they are drug abusers or criminals or whatever it is. My name is Mira Riyadh, and I was born and raised in New York to Egyptian parents. My parents immigrated in 1969. Every summer my mom brought me and my brothers to Egypt for the summer to visit and didn't shy away from showing us the reality of Egypt. So I completed my master's in social work at NYU, and I went to law school at St. John's. And I worked in my father's law firm until his death in 2016, but in 2006, I came to Egypt for a visit. My friend was volunteering at an orphanage, and she took me to visit it. I just felt it was very hopeless. These girls were not really given hope. They were just expecting to be married off at a young age because they had no future and they had no dreams of their own. I simply and naively thought that we could just do something better. I started the Little Islam organization in 2007 with the hopes of building an orphanage that would give hope to children. So I purchased 9 acres of land in Ahmed Arabi, 2007, and then went back to New York and just started fundraising and forming a board and getting the idea off the ground, doing research. So we started getting the funds through friends and families and contacts that believed in the vision and believed in the cause. We built our first orphanage and we named it Bird Rock. And at Bird Rock, it is unique from other orphanages because the kids are given all the necessary tools. They're not seen as burdens to society. They're seen as human beings that have the capacity and the ability, regardless of their background, regardless of their history, regardless of their class, regardless of their social status. We pour all the trust and faith, which necessarily means funds, into them to attend the best schools, to get psychological care, to get the best medical care, to have an environment that is beautiful. Because we believe with those tools and with the faith in them that they can become adults that will break the stigma of being orphaned, vulnerable, abandoned, traumatized children in Egypt. So this is their home, like any home. So in that way, even though there are 90 kids here, they have apartments. Each 6 children are in an apartment with their caregivers. We have teachers, we have an art room, we have a music room, and we're planning to expand next door and to build other residential facilities to be able to take more children, but still keep the home environment. The best situation for a child is to live with their family. But we also believe that that's not always the best case. Sometimes there's death, sometimes there's abandonment, sometimes there's severe drug abuse, sometimes they abuse the kids physically, psychologically, sexually. We have a committee of 13 people that hear the case from the Cases Committee, from the OVC, the Orphan and Vulnerable Children Department. And the question at the end of the day we ask them is, would these children be better off at Bird Rock than they would be in the home? I definitely was naive to think that just removing them from their abusive and awful environment would be enough. It's a lot more complicated than that. It takes a really long time for human beings to overcome trauma. So I think I underestimated that, how difficult it would be for the children, that just bringing them to a place like this would be a place of refuge and hope would be enough for them to say, wow, thank God. But the human psyche is a lot more complicated than that. We have an innate desire to be with our biological families by putting them into international schools where they don't know what to do with their story. They don't know, even though their current home, Bird Rock, is beautiful, they still don't live with a mother and a father, and it's not a typical home. So they also struggle with that. They get bullied, they have shame, so that's something also that we have to actively work on. Of course, like any home, we say that at some point when you're done with your schooling, you either have to go to university or you have to contribute in some way. But no, they don't. They know that they're not getting kicked out at 18 years old. We wanted to be a little bit more proactive with other orphanages that don't have the resources, the funding, the knowledge that we have. We provide care and training and support to other orphanages and children living in other orphanages. We've had to remove our children from certain schools, international schools that weren't on board with our vision, where the administration, the management of the school, told us that even though these kids aren't getting into trouble yet, they will eventually be the troubled children. But we also see changes, and we see other parents and teachers and administrators that speak of how wonderful and resilient and intelligent our kids are, and feel it's a pleasure for them to be in the school. So we are seeing some shift.